What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to ST Supercars and welcome to a brand new video. So today I was sat there and I kind of realised I've not actually done a video with this car in a long time. Obviously I've been very lucky and had the opportunity to drive quite a few different cars this summer, so I've been producing videos with them. So I thought it's about time I kind of gave you a 6-month overview of our ownership of this car, what we like, what we don't like, are there any issues we've ran into. And then I'm just going to go through some of the things I do and don't like which we've spec'd on the car, and actually things I think we missed, because in that 15-minute test drive we had before we purchased the car, it's really challenging to know what you're getting. So now I've had 6 months behind the wheel, I kind of want to share that with you, and for anyone who's looking for the car, it might give you an insight onto some of the good things, some of the bad things about the car. And then finally I'm just going to go for a drive, because I've not actually properly driven this in a while. It's been used as a daily driver, but it's not been driven in a while. So yeah, just going to give you an update and go for a drive. Let's crack on. So the whole kind of reason I wanted to create this video is because when we were looking to buy our car in particular, there was very few kind of opinion pieces around. So there weren't many videos on YouTube of people with like kind of more longer term ownership. They were all just kind of short drives in the car. So when it came to speccing the car in particular, where the challenge was is the fact that when you come to test drive a car, you get 15 minutes in the car and that is it. You get a car which has been specced by a dealer with God knows what options, so you don't necessarily always get to drive the car with the options you want to test drive, which was one of the main issues I had when we came to test drive cars. Basically, I really wanted to try a manual, there weren't any. Really wanted to try one with adaptive dampers, there weren't any. So as you can see, it does generate an issue, and that's why I've created the video today. First off, let's go through my thoughts and impressions after 6 months of ownership around the BMW M140. Overall, I don't have any complaints about this car. I think in terms of what you get as a package for your money, I still struggle now to think of what else I would get over this. The drivetrain in this car is fantastic. That's probably what makes this car so special. It's that 6-cylinder rear-wheel drive. Honestly, it is so satisfying to drive. Honestly, there is nothing else out there that comes close even now. With the revised S3, with the revised Golf R, with the revised RS3. And the thing is, with all of those cars, you're in a significantly higher price bracket for car. So in terms of value for money, I still think this is an excellent proposition. So whilst overall I do think it is a brilliant car, there are a couple of issues I've got with this car and the way it drives. And first of all is the handling on the limit. Now I know people are going to say in the comments this can be resolved, change the springs, put an LSD on it, and yeah, I know that, and I know if I put some money into this car that it will turn into a real weapon. However, I'm just talking about a factory, from factory, standard equipment, and yeah, its real shortcomings are when you drive it kind of 9/10 and above maybe. But one thing is for sure, this car still puts a smile on my face every time I drive it. So even when I'm using it as a daily driver, it's still brilliant. It still puts a smile on my face. Yes, the steering is lacking, which you know I've discussed, that hasn't changed. If anything, I've just kind of got used to it and learned to trust the fact that you can turn in and the car will turn in pretty well. Direction change is actually pretty nice in this car. To go with that kind of engine and drivetrain performance, I must admit the brakes are massively impressive on this car. They are very progressive, they offer quite nice pedal feel, and they offer really, really good stopping power. They do overheat on a long run, but generally for road use, I've got zero problems with them whatsoever. In terms of fuel economy on this car, as an average, it's not been too bad. So this car gets used by me and my partner. She uses it as a daily driver and literally as part of her daily grind, going to and from her office. I use it sometimes for my daily commute, although I don't commute that often, and generally just for fun. And our average is actually over 30 miles per gallon, and that's saying something because, I mean, I've driven this a fair bit and it doesn't get an easy life with me, so to average 30 miles per gallon is impressive. Just for reference, my old N54 engine 335i averaged 21, so it's a significant step up in terms of fuel economy compared to previous similar performance cars I've owned. And yeah, I'm alright with the ZF8 speed. I think I've driven it across enough applications to fully respect the version that is in this car. It's quicker than some of the others, like in the Alpha. This is more responsive. I would say my only kind of little criticism, as it were, is that you can get caught out in comfort mode sometimes. So you, like, if you're approaching a roundabout, for example, it's easy to get caught out with the slight hesitation it will have in comfort mode. However, drive it in sport, not an issue. So yeah, first 6 months of impressions, I think engine, drivetrain are brilliant. I think the brakes offer fantastic stopping power, nice progressive pedal. I think the gearbox, on the whole, is bloody brilliant for what it offers. My love for the noise this car makes is still 100% there, although I still think it is not loud enough in the cabin, and that is something we will be rectifying. I'll tell you why we've not done it as of yet, and why I'm considering doing it pretty soon, to be honest. This car is still so much fun. You'd think after 6 months of owning a car you'd be bored. I'm normally bored after 6 months, but there's something about this, and the fact I know it's such a good starting platform in terms of the modifications you could add onto this. So like, you could put some coilovers on it, you can whack an LSD on it, you can put a tuning box on it, and then you've basically got an entirely different animal altogether. And finally, my final impression is that the Michelin Pilot Supersport tyres that come as standard on this car are bloody brilliant at this time of year. I'm not sure how they're going to hold up come winter, given that they are a very, very summer orientated tyre, but they offer so much grip. So in terms of options, I would absolutely choose again, that's the Harman Kardon. Having had a BMW 1 Series with the standard sound system, it is absolutely appalling. Now, I don't rate the Harman Kardon in this. You know, if I'm being honest, it's certainly not the best in-car sound system I've experienced, but then again, it's not the worst. I think it offers a nice balance between clarity and bass, whereas sometimes like some of the B&O systems, like in an Audi A5, that offers excellent clarity, but I feel it lacks bass. The Bose systems in my old A4 cab, that always was very bassy but could lack clarity at higher volumes. So I think the Harman Kardon offers a relatively nice balance between those two. In terms of absolute musts, it is professional media. I've mentioned this time and time again, but really professional media for me makes this feel like a premium car. When I was given the 116D, which had no options ticked other than tinted windows, it just felt so subpar compared to what I was used to. Just the screen alone makes the cabin feel more premium, but if you then combine that with the added functionality you get and being able to split screen and just having a nicer iDrive on it, it's worth the money. It really is worth the money. And then another option which I would absolutely tick again is the sunroof. The sunroof has been brilliant for me. Not only does it lighten the whole car up in the cabin, it also allows you to let in that little bit extra noise. Pretty much every time I get in the car and drive it, that is tilted, just to let in that little bit more noise, a little bit more drama, a little bit more enjoyment. Another option, which again it's going to be entirely personal preference, but the ZF8 Speed. Having driven the manual, yes, I absolutely love the manual, and if you've not seen the video, go and check it out, because if you're considering one of these, I would say absolutely drive a manual if you've got the option. However, the ZF8 Speed is by no means a bad choice or a bad way to go, and I think if you're going to use this car as a daily driver, where you're potentially going to be sat in traffic, choosing the ZF8 Speed in this car makes complete sense to me. It really does allow it to have a true kind of Jekyll and Hyde nature. So as you'll know if you've been following the channel for a while, we didn't massively spec this car, and there were a couple of options we ummed and ahed over, and now, having owned this for 6 months, there are a couple of those options that I would categorically take if I was to order again. The first one on that list is adaptive suspension, and the reason for that is, whilst yeah, we've lowered the tyre pressures ever so slightly, I am still finding this ride is incredibly unnerving at higher speeds or over bumpy ground. It becomes incredibly unnerving, and I'm led to believe that is due to the passive setup. Still not been able to drive one with adaptive, but I think if I was ordering, I would get it. I just feel like the way this handles on the road, it's not as good as it could have been. So, and if the adaptive helps with that at all, it's definitely a worthwhile option then. Discusses the options I feel are essential for me. What issues have we ran into? And yes, we have ran into issues within the first 6 months. So about 6 to 8 weeks after we picked the car up, it developed the dreaded exhaust rattle. Sounds like a bloody tin can on startup. Not great for the price of car, if I'm honest. Annoyingly, we had it going for warranty work, which is why I ended up with manual as a loan car, but it actually went in and got a brand new back box and brand new tips. Great, so you think. No, there are 2 problems with this, and that is they have put the tips on wonky, so the left hand side sticks out further than the right hand side, and after what, 6 weeks of initially changing the back box, it's developed a rattle again. I'm going to put a video in here so you can hear just how bad the rattle is, because it is really starting to annoy me. So we've contacted BMW UK and it's going back in again. Hopefully, I'm led to believe they have put a fix in the system so it no longer rattles. However, if it happens again, I am 100% pushing for an M Performance exhaust, because I am sick of having a rattle on startup. It sounds terrible. So yeah, I mentioned I was holding off buying an M Performance exhaust, and that is the reason why. I don't want to buy one if I could potentially get one for free, so I'm just kind of holding out and waiting to see what the verdict is this time round and whether the problem resolves itself, because I know I could get an M Performance exhaust now and the problem will go away, but when you've paid, you know, for the top 1 series, why should I have to live with it? That's my question to them. So yeah, I am now just gonna go for a drive and then yeah, wrap up the video. So I hope this video has been useful for anyone in the position of ordering a new car. Congratulations to you if you are, you're in for a bloody good car. But I just wanted to, you know, give you guys a helping hand, basically get more content out there around the different options that are available on the 140. So yeah, if you've enjoyed the video and if it's been useful, leave a comment below, give me a thumbs up so I know to carry on making this type of content, and subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you all very soon. Cheers guys!